everybody. Welcome to an all-new Yannis Pappas Hour. Just wanted to make a proud and happy announcement. We are now part of the All Things Comedy Network. Yes, very excited about that, to work with good people. Now, for my live dates coming up. Like I said, I'm off the road until July 8th. And on July 8th, I will be in Boston at the Wilbur Theater. Get your tickets now. Most of them are gone. Then I'm going to be in Poughkeepsie, just added, July 21st and 22nd, Poughkeepsie, New York. Then I'm going to Jordan Landing, Utah? It's basically Salt Lake City at Wise Guys, August 4th and 5th. Long Island, Huntington, the Paramount Theater, August 17th. Tickets going quick. Get your tickets right now. Dallas, Texas, for my birthday, August 24th through the 26th. Springfield, Missouri, September 7th through 9th. Calgary, Alberta, September 22nd to the 23rd. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Can't wait to get down there. September 29th and 30th. Toronto's being moved for some reason. So I will get back with that. We'll be at the Royal Theater, but that's being moved. If you bought tickets, I don't know. I don't know. They probably contacted you. Red Bank, New Jersey, October 14th, the Vogel. Then San Francisco, just added October 27th and 28th at Cobb's Comedy Club. There's a big comedy club, so let's fill that room, shall we? Sony Hall. New York City coming home November 4th, Providence November 10th through the 11th, Phoenix 16th and 17th, then December 1st, Spokane, Washington. Can't wait to go there. December 8th and 9th, Tulsa Comedy Club. Really hitting all the tourist spots. And then we're finishing it off with Parisian tourists' favorite place to come, Louisville, Kentucky. December 15th and 16th. All tickets, YannisPappasComedy.com. For our bonus episodes, Patreon.com/Yannis Pappas Hour. If you love this show, please consider supporting it for $5 a month. I got another baby coming. So now, if you don't, I may show up at your house like Clark Griswold in Vacation and just take me to Wally World. Now enjoy this episode with the hilarious Jay Larson.
Yannis Pappas. Yeah. When you all tucked up in the day long, and the news online going on and on, what's right and wrong, and it's something up. Now here comes a Greek kid you know you can trust. From the true who's who to the news and cameras, to the fake politics and the propaganda. Yeah, this kid's screwed in, got a lot to say. Oh shit, it's about to be a long day. It's a long day. It's a long
What's up,
day.
everybody? Welcome to the Yannis Pappas Hour, the first one ever done in Mike Albanese's studio, which I learned through Paul Verzi. I did my podcast here with Paul Verzi. This is where he records. This is Jay Larson. I assume this is just in a nice, tight one shot.
We got singles
Oh,
here.
shit, look at the singles.
We have three. Hold on. Ready? I'll go to you.
Oh!
And now we'll go to Jay.
Oh!
And
It's
now-
television.
Now to me. Just kidding.
When you got into this business, did you think that you'd be doing a big show like this where a guy calls you and says, I'm running late, I'm on the FDR.
I'm on the FDR.
Meet a guy named Mike, he's a big guy, he's going to meet you in the hallway. You thought you were being kidnapped.
The best, I know Mike.
You know.
I know him from Atlanta. As soon as he came in, I go, dude. He goes, hey, man, Mike. And I go, dude, I know you. Which is normally, I'm the guy who forgets.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just didn't know if you'd remember. And I'm like, oh, bro, talk highly about yourself, would you? So why do you have such low self-esteem?
Plus, there's not many comedians who are 6'5" and do look like a guy who would be kidnapping you.
Yeah, but he doesn't feel 6'5".
He doesn't?
No offense. He's just got he doesn't like hover over you, you know?
Yeah, I try to stay in the shadows,
gives
which
you
is
space.
creepier.
Yeah, he gives you
He
space.
gives you space.
Yeah.
He doesn't impose his height and weight and will on you.
Well, we took one corner.
Like you do with plastic.
Yeah, taking him around a hallway corner, and he pinned me up against the wall and like put two hands this way and had me under here. And I go, what are you doing? He goes, I just want you to know where I stand. And I was like, bro, this is fucking
Right.
intense.
You know, that's weird. He did that to me first time I met him too. And I was
yeah.
like, you come on a little strong. And he's like, look, I just need you to know how big I am.
Need you
and
to know
what
where
the
we're
deal
at.
is.
Yeah.
I would do that if I was 6'5". I wouldn't just play nice. Whoever I met, I would really tower over them and maybe corner them in a little bit.
That's
just
because
to
we're
set
not 6'5".
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 6'5" guys are like, oh, I'm too tall. I feel. And we're just like, I would just like, if there was a basketball hoop and I passed it,
Yeah.
I would dunk on it with whatever was. I'd grab a kid's lunchbox and like, watch this, and just dunk it and just get out of my face.
I'd fuck a guy's girl right in front of him and be like, what are you going to do about
I'm
it?
6'5",
I'm 6'5".
you bitch.
Take it.
There's
Watch.
a taller, fatter, gayer comic than me that did that to me once.
That fuck
he
your...
he sexually assaulted me, and then got a couple TV shows. So they do that. That's why I don't do it, because it's too possible.
Well, you know what? It's going to be very easy to figure out who he
know who it
is if he's bigger and taller and gayer than you are.
Yeah, but I mean, the gayer part's a tough one.
Who
That's a
was
tough
it?
call,
Shaquille
though.
O'Neal? I mean, who's taller than 6'5"?
Charles Barkley.
Who does comedy. So you know now.
I think I know.
Is it the chick that was just released from Russia? Is it Brittany Griner? How many people are up there?
That is the craziest thing of all time.
That she has no tits and she looks like a guy?
Does she have no tits?
She has 0 tits.
Yeah.
And they weren't removed.
Got it.
Yeah.
I just think it's insane that, like, I think it was also insane that, like, Russia could go into Ukraine in 2023 and be like, hey, everybody, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And the whole world was like, yeah, I guess we'll just watch.
Yeah,
It's so crazy that you can just do things and be like, hey, in our country, you got weed. You're just going to put you in jail. Like, and we won't even, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Well, Putin, I don't think he follows the rules.
No, but there are no rules.
He's a bad boy.
He is.
He's naughty.
He is not afraid to just do what he wants.
He's like John Travolta in Grease. He's from like the other side of the tracks. He doesn't play by the rules.
Yeah.
The guys are trying to play basketball and he tries to fight them. You know that he runs around with that fist. Yeah, that's Putin. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a big. First of all, if people don't know Jay Larson, he's a hilarious comedian.
Hilarious.
Originally from
Massachusetts.
Okay, I was going to say Russia, but that's wrong.
No,
you're not
no
a spy.
Russian. No Russian in me. Actually, I did the 23andMe. I got a dash of everything else.
You got your good old Scandinavian Larson.
Yeah, I got 14% Swedish.
And what's the rest?
Everything is just a crazy
African American.
Well, I got a little. Trust me, I was like the whole time. Come on.
That'd be funny if it was 14% Scandinavian, rest was African American, but you look like that,
dude. First of all, you talk about being 6'5" and rubbing in people's faces.
Yeah.
If I was, what is that, 86% African American? It would be on my shirt.
Oh yeah,
my percentage. I'd be like, don't. I'm badder than you.
Yeah, if I was African American and didn't look it, I would. I'd do everything. I'd wear African medallions.
Everything.
I would. Yeah,
dude. Black people. I was just downstairs in this building waiting for you, and I get up to come over here, and I tripped over my bag, and I almost fell, but I caught myself, and there was a black guy at the table, and he made a move, and I go, oh, and he goes, dude, I was about to, and I'm thinking he's gonna say, hop up to like catch you, and he goes, I was about to just go safe, and I was like, I go, dude, that is hilarious,
dude, it is. Yeah. I mean, they're always ready. They're always in rhythm with life,
dude. Totally.
You know, that's just like that's the perfect joke at the perfect time for the perfect thing.
Yeah.
I was thinking he was going to say he was going to film it, but saying safe when you fell is as funny as it gets.
It is as funny as it gets. He had a joke ready, and then he put the joke on top of the joke.
Right. Now, you don't like me drinking water out of plastic because you're an environmentalist, you have kids, and you haven't had a glass of water in plastic in 9 years, you told me, but you are drinking coffee out of a plastic cup.
I know. Last I checked, coffee doesn't come off a spigot in any room in your house.
What does that mean? Did you understand that? What's a spigot?
A spigot, a faucet.
Sounds like a
faucet. You can get it off a hose.
Sounds like he was making fun of the guy downstairs.
That's
Call
my
him
call.
safe.
Whoa.
Yeah, spigot really does sound like a slur for actually the co-host of this podcast who's not here, who is half Puerto Rican, half black. I may call him a spigot. Spigot?
That's just, that's where you attach the hose onto the spigot outside the house.
It's called a spigot.
Yeah. I mean, you can look it up. I don't know.
We will later. I think you might have just sneaked in a pejorative or a slur.
Oh, he said pejorative. He said.
Yeah, and that's not even accurate. I use pejorative inaccurately.
Man.
Because it's more of a slur we're accusing.
And I wouldn't know.
And I wouldn't know if it's exactly wrong or right either.
No.
I just feel like it's wrong.
Yeah.
I know pejorative means like, hey, I'm being mean to you. I'm saying something mean, but I don't know if it's exactly a slur.
I still don't know what it means. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, using it pejoratively. Anyhowsers, tell me, since you'll be playing the role of Leonardo DiCaprio today.
Okay.
What is the situation with you and water bottles?
No,
because that's why we have you here.
Yeah, of course. No, you know the deal. I mean, we know. Listen, whether you're into whatever your politics are, whatever your environmental thing is.
I'm Nazi.
Right. That's
right.
What I've been told. Plastic is just, it's crazy the amount of it, right? I mean, everyone's seen Trash Island, the 5 square mile trash. You've seen videos of countries that like plastic is just washing up, right? We're not idiots.
I try not to think about it.
Right, of course. We try not to think of anything that's like, seems insurmountable, and which it is. Me not using single-use water bottles isn't going to change the world. It's just my part of like, oh, this is what I can do. You know what I mean?
Right. For your kids.
Well, and just for like the world. Like I would love to just walk through. It's fun walking through like fields and nature hikes and stuff like that.
So do you really care about like people in Madagascar and stuff like that and like their well-being?
I care about, I just think the world in general. And then, like fish now has plastic particles in almost all fish you eat, because there's just so much of it. So I mean, again, I'm not putting it on you. You can do whatever you want. Tons of people do. I just choose not to. And I try to use as little as possible. I mean, dude, you're going to hate me for this, but when I go to my coffee shop and I get a coffee, I don't get a top. I'm good without a top because that's So I just don't want it. I just don't want it.
You're a radical. You're fully radicalized.
Crazy, bro. I'm crazy.
No, I respect that. That's people like you can be a little annoying in social settings, usually, if people are not into it.
Yeah.
But people like you are the ones who change the world eventually because you pushed it. You're radicals. You're like the John Brown. You're like the John Brown of environmentalism.
So the world produces about 400 million tons of plastic. Well, here's the deal, too. So once this happened, this dude came to me and he goes, hey, man, I make these like PSAs comedically with comedians. Is there anything you believe in? I'm like, I do plastic water bottles. Right. So then I started researching. And then it's like, to make that plastic water bottle, it takes 2 times the amount of water that's in it to produce it.
Whoa, that's a mind fuck.
Yeah.
Wait.
So if that's 12 full ounces, it takes 24 ounces to make the plastic of that bottle.
Because they got to, like, the guys who are making it,
I don't know how you make plastic. They also use 17 million barrels of oil every year in the United States to make the water bottles to supply the United States for 1 year.
So why do they got to use so much water? The guys making the bottles got to hydrate?
Yeah, they got to hydrate the guys working. Hey, we're dying in here.
So
I don't know. It goes into plastic.
Solution? What's the solution? What do we do?
For me,
should we do shoeies like in Australia and drink out of shoes?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Why don't people use shoes? And then we could, because
every now and then you do,
And listen, shoes after you're done wearing them, those you got to recycle those, but those get thrown out. Those contribute to waste. But if we use those as water bottles, we can combine and kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
See, now you're getting progressive.
Now I'm getting very progressive.
Now you're progressive.
So you've been sticking to this in 9 years. Have you ever sneaked the water?
Twice.
Nobody around?
Twice.
I
Both
know
for my kids.
I believe you because it was right on the tip of your tongue.
One was at a Kings game.
Either that or you're a psychopathic liar.
Psychopath. Well,
yeah,
I've been
ready.
Second period, I had to get they won't let you bring a water bottle into a Kings game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like my kids and me and my ex, we all have our own water bottles.
Can I just take a moment to acknowledge you are a hockey fan and also an extreme environmentalist? Those 2 things never really...
Not a hockey fan.
Oh, okay.
I'm a sports fan in general, and my son was interested in like hockey and skating, so I took him to a game to like expose him to it,
So he's into hockey and skating?
He tried skating.
Right.
Didn't take, and...
so he's straight?
We don't know.
Well,
we'll see.
He went hockey over skating, I'd say. That's as much as an indication as you need.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. It's sort of saying it without saying it. Yeah.
You ever hung with hockey players?
No.
Hockey players, they're swinging their dicks around each other more than any other sport.
Are they?
Oh, my God. I played baseball in college, and so we would hang with, like, hockey players, and those guys are they're nuts, dude.
Yeah.
At a young age, they're just, like, in locker rooms, naked. They're a different breed, bro. And my friend's brother was on the Kings, so he would hang out with them sometimes. You know what they would do on a Friday night? They would sit in a garage in Manhattan Beach and drink out of 30 packs.
Wow.
Not in a fridge, just out of the case, man. Hockey players are a different breed.
So they party harder. You think if it was...
They party hard. They don't give a shit about their face. They don't care that your dick's out. They don't care about a thing, dude.
Right. They just throw caution to the wind, those
guys are nuts.
Their teeth, everything gets knocked out.
They don't care.
Yeah. Wow.
They don't even fix their teeth. You see a guy in the game,
yeah,
and it's right before the game, and his face is beat up, and you're like, what happened to him? Like, oh, that's just how he looks.
Yeah.
That's years of hockey right there.
Yeah. When you're, I guess when you play hockey, like you play baseball, right? So in baseball, like you would probably pick up some Spanglish. Spanish. There's so many baseball players are from Latin America. I think when you play hockey, it's probably you pick up some Swedish and Russian. Same way.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yes, he has a whole team's full of Ruskies and Finnish guys.
Tons. Yeah, totally.
That's like the Latin American for hockey.
Yeah,
is like
100%.
Hey, man, I'm from Finland. Yeah, it's my friend Zvusnit from like whatever.
This is Drazan Filovic.
Yeah, Markan from Finland.
Yeah.
You played baseball.
Yeah.
I knew it was something, dude. Have we talked in person ever before this?
No, remember I
haven't.
came up to you in Austin.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, man, I've been a fan
Yeah.
for I just watch you clips on social.
Yeah.
Your stand up, you on pods, and I'm like, this dude just I don't know, I just like your rhythm, and then so I introduced myself.
I
and then
like
that was
your
it.
fucking rhythm. And this is going good.
And that's why Are You Garbage? Like, oh, you're gonna have a fucking blast. And I go, is he from Mass? And they're like, no, Brooklyn.
You're like same shit.
That's it.
Fucking
Don't give a shit.
small.
Why, are you a baseball guy?
I love baseball, but I knew it was something because you got an athlete's confidence.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You don't come, and ball players perfect because ball players sometimes, or former ball players, don't necessarily look like they're not imposing. Like when you're like, oh, he played hoops.
Yeah.
You see me, you're like, oh, he played badminton.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a badminton build.
Bocce. He was doing bocce out in Brooklyn with 7-year-old men.
Yeah, I have a professional bocce look.
Yeah.
And you got because it's a confidence.
Yeah.
Former athletes have a confidence, a little swagger, a little masculinity, if you will. Dick's swinging a little bit.
Maybe.
So you played college ball?
College ball, D2. We weren't that good.
It's better than D3.
Yeah.
You had a couple of.
We would play some D1 teams. We got at Dartmouth. I had my best game ever at Dartmouth. Yeah, I went 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a triple. And then they brought me in. I was having a great game in right. They brought me in to close out the inning.
Yeah.
The pitcher went to right. I came in. I got a guy to pop out. He's fucking doing a dance in right. Drops it. Gets a guy in first and second. I hit the next guy. Load the bases. Ken Griffey Jr. gets up, rips me off the hockey arena, over the fence, hits the hockey arena, and then the ump throws a ball out to the shortstop, and he comes over and he's like, God, that was a bomb. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. And then I hit the next 2 guys. Yeah. Boom, boom. I set an NCAA record. 3 guys in 1 inning.
Are you from Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stoneham, baby.
Yeah. What plot?
Stoneham, Mass.
Stoneham,
Nancy
Mass.
Kerrigan. No
Fuck
big
yeah.
deal.
That's fucking Jay Larson.
We got the Stone Zoo out there, baby.
What's it feel like to get rocked like that?
Dude, I would get rocked a lot. We played UMass Lowell, and they are a legit team. Yeah. And I remember it was my senior year, and they can you come in and pitch? We're getting shacked. Yeah. And I was like, all right. And I'm throwing change-ups, lowing away, and guys are just going the other way with it. I'm like, get me out of here, man. You can't get out of an inning.
Yeah.
My boy John, he played at UMaine, and they were playing Miami down in Florida, and I was on TV. And they were getting killed.
D2 game on TV?
No. He was at UMaine,
okay.
and they transferred, and we played together at St. A's. That's where I went, St. Anselm in New Hampshire.
Okay.
And he was in this game, and they're getting destroyed. And the coach comes out to him, and he's like, thank God. And he's like, listen, I got nobody else. You got to keep going. And he just had to stay in and just get hammered by Miami. Just future #1 draft picks. Just
tee it off on him.
Crushing
like he was the machine at a batting practice.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when a pitcher doesn't have his stuff, it's just you're just struggling with location.
Let me just tell you something.
Yeah.
I never had stuff. When you're a DT, you know what I was really good at?
Yeah.
I would have been a great BP pitcher because I just throw too many strikes.
Right.
I don't have enough speed to blow you away.
Yeah.
I didn't have a sharp enough curveball or a drastic changeup. I did have location, but more often than not, it was just right down the gutter.
So you were like a female softball pitcher.
Oh man, I wish those chicks just fucking
They
bring it.
They
dude.
wing it in there.
They wing it.
Why do they do that? You think chicks can't throw overhand?
I don't know what the thing is.
Yeah, and then-
it's way better for your arm to throw that.
Absolutely.
This is your natural motion.
Yeah, they don't have to have Cynthia John surgery.
No. That's hilarious.
Yeah, they're like...
And they whip off the leg. It's crazy.
Yeah. How come, why is there no female baseball? And it's ironic because the softball's bigger, but their hands are smaller and their brains are smaller.
And the base paths are shorter. Everything's smaller.
I love that look. You're like, is he serious?
No, I know where you're coming from.
I'm totally serious.
Dead serious.
I mean, it's correlation, hands, brain.
Everything.
Yeah. Stuff like that. So it's ironic, at least, that they should be playing with a smaller ball like they do in basketball. They play with a smaller ball.
Is it smaller in basketball?
It's smaller. Yeah, because their hands are smaller.
Do you think there'll ever be a sport that women will compete at a professional level with men?
Women to men.
Yeah.
Of course, because it's equality. They're equal.
Yeah, I mean, but we know that.
I mean, you see that. They should be allowed to compete with. Yeah, it's why there's the reason why there. How come the controversy is always only with M to F? male to female trans.
Yeah.
That's where the controversy is, because it would be hard to fathom Elliot Page keeping up with Odell Beckham Jr. in the open field.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't want to say that's because of anatomically anchored or biological reasons, because obviously it's not.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone would be against it. The good part about trans male athletes is everyone supports it. Because if you can show me a trans man who can beat Odell Beckham Jr. in a foot race, we're all going to be cheering him on.
We're all going to be like...
Because they're the underdog. Yeah.
ODB would be getting some shit.
He would,
Everyone would be like, this is amazing. Then you get in the locker room and it's going to be flying.
He will be like, what? Yeah. You just got beat by a guy, but...
Did you? That's what they were just doing. But did you?
I guess you would have to say you got beat by a guy, but there'd have to be a wink with it. You got beat by a guy.
There's been like a college football player who was a woman, but they're like a kicker. You know what I mean? Like they can just fucking slam it, you know?
Now, you told me before we got on the podcast that you think...
this isn't true. Watch.
Right. Now you know what I'm doing. Now you know I'm naughty. Yeah, you know I'm naughty.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, because you told me...
You said naughty.
You preempted it. I like it.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming.
I'll get ahead of you.
Yeah, because you said to me in the text, you said you feel like to make it fair, women comics should transition to men and be so they can try to compete with us.
Just so that we can be on the same page.
So we can try so at least they can come off a little funnier. That's what you said. And I said, I don't know. I think women are funny.
Right.
And I said, Jay, I don't know why you'd say that.
And I said, you're fucking out of your mind, bro.
I said, yeah, I mean, I don't know. You've been on the West Coast. I don't know what's going on the West Coast, but here in New York, we are equal with them.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on in the groups you run in, but women are allowed to perform here.
And I still just don't agree, you know?
Yeah, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I mean, some of them can be funny, right? They don't have to transition to be funny is my point. I disagree with you is what I'm saying.
That would be, if you could get someone that just has no idea that that's what's going on, you know what I mean? Like, if you could be throwing some politician into that shit, that would be so funny.
That's what we do. That
Yeah.
would be fun to get them on. Yeah, get someone on and just be like, so I got this text from you and that's what you said.
God,
Yeah.
I read this article that you'd said.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, I don't agree.
Yeah. Now, you're from Mass, and it looks like you just have a look that when the summer comes, you throw on flip-flops, you have a cocktail in your hand, and you enjoy. You enjoy summer.
You ready for this?
Manhasset or whatever it's called?
I hate flip-flops.
Right.
Will not wear them.
Wow.
The only time I ever have flip-flops is every time I go to Hawaii, I have to pick up a pair to go to Hawaii because you can't, like, walk around. And I've only been to Hawaii, I think, 3 times. With my ex, that would be our spot because when you're in LA, it's just 5 hours over to... Look at the judgment that's coming off his face.
No. I was just seeing the pain in your eyes when you said ex. So I know there's something there. You said, when I went with my ex, I saw like a little...
I had a mini stroke.
Yeah.
Fucking Larson died doing Yannis's podcast, dude.
It brought back some stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, God, I mean, you're
thought she was
married.
the one?
You married?
I'm married now. Yeah.
I first of all, I wanted her to be the one,
right?
Because I wanted just to have one marriage and just like because I grew up without a dad, and I was like, oh, I want to have like a marriage, a family, and like and it just didn't work. But we're like great friends. She's a great person. We get along great. But at the same time, I'm like, I just would have been fun. You know? I would have been lived that American dream. You know?
still can. It's not over.
I know, but it's gonna. You know,
can find another girl.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's how long were you together?
We were married 10 years. We were together for 13.
You were married 10?
Yeah.
Oh, there's no joke here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Been like...
So your ex meaning ex-wife?
Yes, ex-wife.
Because usually you say ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just say ex, you know?
Yeah. Well, nobody who had it, usually it's ex. Ex-wife's a little more grizzled, too. You should have said ex-wife. Because then I'm looking at you like, this guy's grizzled.
Yeah. I was with a friend, and they were like, they're married, and they're like, I don't know. I hope we don't break up. And I go, break up?
Yeah.
You don't break up when you're married.
Yeah.
You divorce.
You divorce.
I go, what are you, a teenager? You're not breaking up.
Yeah. So what happened? Did she exceed her plastic water bottle intake?
She was behind the plastic bottle. She was like, she was on board for it. Yeah. Sometimes it's just not a fit. Sometimes you're like, I think we're better friends than we are like a couple,
right?
You know, and now we get along really well, and I'm hoping we continue to build and be like really good friends.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys broke up because I married her and she's my
I know,
wife.
and you guys seem like you're doing great.
You're doing great right now.
Yeah.
Wow. So you went with her to Hawaii 3 times.
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah.
That was her jam. Like she had like a corporate job. So for her, she was like, I need a vacation every year.
Right.
And I was a comedian. We never took vacations. You were like, work? Yeah, I'll go take work. So then we started vacation. I was like, oh, this is the life, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And so you
Hawaii,
quit comedy,
North Shore. Yeah, I quit it completely.
and you went to Hawaii, and you
And I just tried. I opened up a little surf bodega spot.
Yeah.
You know, we did like tuna tacos. Didn't take. Dude, you can get ahi poke anywhere in a gas station in Hawaii, and
You
it's
can.
unbelievable.
Yeah, 'cause
Wait, you
it's-
never been?
I've never been. No.
Yeah, you'll get there, bro. You'll get there.
I'm not. I'm. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
but
not,
you'll get there.
I know. I need to get there.
Things are gonna take off for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to. It's Hawaii's a level. It's a level up.
Yeah.
It's a level up from Cancun, Miami. When you go to Hawaii, it's a level up.
Yeah.
It's a real vacation for a grown up with a little bit of scratch in his pocket.
Yeah, it feels nice out there. You gotta
Yeah.
get a rental car. You know what I mean? You're not just, you know.
But there's like Dog the Bounty Hunter parts of Hawaii that you don't like go, right?
I wouldn't know. I don't go to that.
You don't go to that part,
You know
right?
what I mean?
Yeah,
We're on the
yeah.
North Shore of Kauai, bro. Come on. Staying at the Princeville Resort. You know, what are we doing here?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you got something coming out. You got something coming out.
Special. I don't know when this is going to drop. April 19th is when the special drops.
April 19th.
Yeah, so it's 2 weeks from today.
It will be out after that, but guess what? We'll be that podcast that pulls up the rear.
Yep.
Because I know you're probably having other ones push it.
Yeah.
And then those will catapult you forward.
I love it, yeah.
And then this one will do barely nothing for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
YouTube, Jay Larson Comedy Sounds Like Bruce.
Yes.
Name of the special. Check it out. Comment, rate, review, share with friends. I appreciate it.
Now, you're a funny gentleman.
I like to think so.
I saw one of your things went viral.
Yeah, that's the
that
one
story.
with the Sounds Like Bruce at the end, which is why I call it the special Sounds Like Bruce.
so you piggybacked off the thing that got big.
Yeah, it was the wrong number story.
Yes.
And so, not to give anything away, but I opened the special with that story. I had never done it on anything of my own. And Kreischer was like, yo, you got to put that in why didn't you put that in your last special? And I was like, I don't know. I thought it was done. He's like, dude, it's never done. And, you know, and I was just like, huh. So I'm like, let me open on it because it went viral on a Conan clip and another clip. And I was like, people accuse me of stealing from myself.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
People are like, I heard that before it was on another thing.
People,
Were you skinnier?
people straight up were like, this dude stole it. I've seen this joke before. Thief, hack. And then other people like, it's him, you idiot. He just had a beard and glasses. Yeah, you know.
Different look, yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? It's, you know, I just leaned into Kreischer's world with the machine. And he was like, it's your story, Jay. Go do it. And so I put it out on my own, so now I own it. It's not on anyone else's. It'll be my joke.
That's
you know?
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kreischer's really good at that stuff.
He's amazing at it.
I remember I did his podcast, and I was staying at Whitney's at the time. Mm-hmm. And
Eli Whitney?
Eli Whitney's house.
Yeah.
I was, you know,
historical site now, but
it's a historical site now, but at the time he was alive. We were writing together. We were writing stories. Is he a poet?
Eli Whitney did the cotton gin, right?
Oh, that's right. Right, I was thinking of Eli Weasel, who was more of a...
That's a made-up
and you
name.
don't pronounce it Weasel, by the way. It's Weisel.
Weisel.
But he did more of a Holocaust story. So that's a big difference.
He was a denier, right?
Yeah.
Big denier, which you got, you know, big fan
Which
of.
is why we were hanging out.
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Eli Whitney. Yeah. Eli Weisel and Eli Whitley. I don't think those two have ever been confused except for on this podcast at this moment right now. Yeah, so I was at Eli Whitney's house, hanging out, talking about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
And and he goes, Bert goes, why aren't you? He was like, oh man, you're at Whitney's. This was after 2 and cameras were off. He's like, you got any dates coming up? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you know what I see? He's like, you're in Whitney's house, you're running around, you're saying you're in Whitney's house, you're in her bathtub, boom, then you plug your dates. And I'm like, this dude is a marketing machine.
He is,
and
dude.
he's so good at it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but that's what people want to see. I'm at Whitney's house, you know, just use her house and make it funny about like how I'm crashing her house, so I broke into her house, and then you plug the dates. Because that's what people need an increasing amount of, it's got to be increasingly like off the wall.
For sure.
Because everyone's seen everything now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we going to do to get attention now? Couple of...
It's already out. What are you talking about? There's no attention to be had.
No, but me and you got to take it to the next level.
Should we want to kill Mike on camera?
It would be big.
But he's got to edit it and stuff like that.
You know, it'd be funny though if we planned to kill Mike on camera and then we failed because it's not an easy task.
No, he's not an easy takedown.
He's a chunky big guy.
He's like a giant marlin you're trying to like reel in on a like CVS bought fishing rod, you know?
Yeah, that would be funny if we tried to make a video saying we're making a snuff video where we killing Mike Albanese, the comedian, and then one of us gets killed, and then he leaves one of us alive to tell the story. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Because the killer always leaves one. A badass dude always leaves one guy around to like spread the word.
Yeah. Just like remember in Unforgiven.
Was that with Jennifer Lopez?
No, Unforgiven is Clint Eastwood, right?
Oh, that's right.
It's the greatest. It's sick when he goes in, he kills everybody. He goes,
that's right.
Is this your
Gene
establishment? Yeah, Gene Hackman. Dude, great movie.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen a snuff film?
A snuff film. Remember Faces of Death?
Yeah.
Remember when that was doing on VHS? Yeah.
Oh my God!
that's
I
about
remember
it.
when that went
Remember
out.
when those were like in video stores. You
Yeah,
could get
that was
Faces of
crazy.
Death. Yeah, that was before the internet. But I've seen snuff films. Yeah, not like you know,
like
produced.
my cousin made one.
Yeah,
What do you mean not produced? not produced.
I've seen them like you know.
I didn't go to the back lot at Sony to watch a screening. Okay, I watched one in an alley in fucking Bay Ridge on a cell phone.
Yeah, exactly. No, well, you know, I've seen like, you know, I've gone down those internet
Deep dive.
rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Where you like, next thing you know, you're like somehow looking at like a Russian soldier getting his head cut off by some Chechnyan rebel. I've seen things like that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. I feel like your YouTube search or like search history could like really raise some red flags around.
Without a doubt.
FBI's like, keep an eye on this guy.
I could
out
not
here.
run for office. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. They're definitely. I think comedians' search histories are pretty dark.
Yeah.
Because we need all life is trying to balance itself out.
Mm-hmm.
We're always funny. We're around funny, and so we try to get away from it by watching snuff.
And people do not know how dark we get and can get.
Yes.
They do not. I remember when I was married.
There it goes again. There's the flicker.
And like I would go to like, you know, civilian parties, you know, like when you go to like a civilian party and
It's
there's
funny that we call them civilians. We do, yeah.
but there's no comedians there.
Yeah.
And like you're just kind of all sitting around and you're like, no kid, imagine she killed herself. And then everyone's like, what?
Yes.
And you're like, oh, yeah. Sorry, there's no comedians here. You know what I mean?
I had this idea once, but it was too inside of a sketch. I had an idea to do a sketch about a clown that the purpose is for comedians to go see a comedian that makes them laugh.
Yeah.
Because like we're always making other people laugh, so it's like the comedian clown.
Yeah,
So
like
all
that.
the comics and the clown, and he like kills kids and he does stuff.
Yeah.
And then guys are cracking up.
Did you ever pitch it anywhere?
No, I didn't pitch it.
I had this one sketch that I used to pitch,
Yeah.
and I took it out when I was trying to sell different sketches, like Funny or Die and stuff like that. And I'm gonna give you the pitch. It's 5 dudes, and they're all smoking weed, right, in an alley. And then all of a sudden they see cops, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, run, dude! The cops!" And my character's like, "Everyone, chill, relax, stay right here. You don't need to run." I'm like, what? And he's like, "Just everyone take your shirts off." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, just take your shirts off." So they all take their shirts off. I'm like, "They're still coming, dude. Cops are still coming." I'm like, "Calm down. You could run, we'll get pinched. Just relax. Everyone take your pants off real quick." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Just take your pants off." And then one dude comes over. He's like, "Yo, man, I'm not wearing underwear." And I'm like, "Well, you'll be all out then. Come on." So everyone takes their pants off. And they're like, "Dude, the cops are still coming, bro." And I go, "All right, everyone just make out. Everyone make out." And they're like, "What?" And I grab a dude, and then these 2 other dudes make out. And then there's one dude who's not making out. And then the cops step up, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And then they start making out. And while they're making out, I see them, and I go, "Run!" So we all run, except the guy with no pants. And then the 2 cops look at him, and he just starts jacking off. That's what I pitched. I did this in the room to people, and this would be the reaction too. This is what would be happening. They would be losing it, dying, and they would go, "Dude, you're like, we could never." And I go, "Why not? Aren't we pushing
I did not see that coming. I did not. That was like, yeah. That's what makes it so funny is you're like, where's the thing, and then you go, oh, it's just more of that.
Yeah. I go, well, are we pushing boundaries here?
Yeah,
like, what are we doing? And I don't even know what it means, or I don't want a reason for it to mean anything.
Right.
I just every time I tell someone, they lose it because it's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That is.
And then I'd be like, all right, well, I have another sketch about a couple. You know, it's just like you can't bounce back. After
Yeah,
that.
no. From there, you just go, all right, let's talk sequels. You go. It's like, let's talk. You can't go to any. You can't lessen. You can't. It's like opening with like an anal joke.
Yeah.
Then you can't go. All right, let me tell you what about my supermarket experience.
Yeah. This is the other one I want to do. You're in a locker room, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like dollying down like past like the different lockers, and you see guys walking to like showers and stuff, and then you land on two guys, and it's me and another guy, and I'm like, "What'd you think? It's a good course, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, great course." I'm like, "You like it's in great shape?" He's like, "Yeah." And I go, "The food was great." He's like, "Dude, food is awesome." And I'm like, "Listen, man, come meet some of the guys, see if you fit in, and I just think it's a good place for you." And he's like, "All right." And I go, "Come on, let's go." And he goes, "Well, let me just grab a towel." And I'm like, "You're good." And we're both naked, and he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, come on." And we walk over, and I'm like, "Hey, Rich, this is Yannis." And they're like, "Oh, hey." And you go to shake hands, and they only shake dicks. So all the guys start shaking each other's dicks, and he's just like, and they're shaking, and then they're like, "Great to meet you, man. Great spot." And then I go, "What do you think, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think it'll be great." I'm like, "Let's hit the showers."
So you got a lot of gay themes in there.
A lot of gay themes, yeah.
Yeah. Why is that?
Well, did I mention I got divorced?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know, but
Yeah.
there's a part, there's an element of it to me that
It's
like
funny to you.
It's funny to me, and I think like there's something like breaking down the norm that like this.
You don't shake hands with dicks.
You don't shake hands
Which
with dicks,
is a crazy norm. I don't know why.
right?
Wouldn't that be funny if to say hello, everyone zipped down, took their dicks out, and just like patted it, or
slapped a little
slapped
bit.
dicks a little
But
bit.
if you think of it, like locker rooms are this weird place anyway, especially at country clubs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially when there's like country clubs have so many. There's a lot of places that like men's only rooms, like women can't even go in them. I think it's just a way of breaking down like, what are these guys doing in there? It's like, are you chill with this? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, who knows?
Right.
Anyway, I don't know what it is. It's just something to me that just it cracks me up. Like, remember that there was like a 2-year span on SNL, right, where they were making dudes make out all the time. Paul Rudd was always on. He'd make out with someone, and it was crushing. Everyone was breaking the fourth wall because everyone's just like, this is so funny to us. But now I don't know if like we'll
I think-
revert back or
Yeah, I think now you may get in trouble for thinking that it was funny
exactly
because it's supposed to be like you're supposed
everyone's
to be,
accepted.
Like if you're not doing it, then you're doing something wrong.
Right.
Right.
I wonder if we'll get to the point where we elevate it where a gay man making out with a straight woman is hilarious.
Right, that's probably
or
yeah.
a gay man and a gay woman,
Right.
they have to make out, and they're just like, oh my God, why would we ever do this?
Right. What is it that makes something hilarious? Is it the taboo, you think? It's like the taboo, breaking down the
was then.
taboo, playing with what's the norm, conditioning.
Is it going against something that
like murdering a guy can be funny. Hitting a guy, it can be if you're not supposed to.
it's always funny? Remember in
It's like farting in church. Like you fart outside, not that funny. But if you fart when you're not supposed to,
yeah.
it's funny.
Dude,
Where's the line?
One time in college, my roommates, we had like these townhouses in college, and I was out of town visiting my girlfriend, and I guess like my roommate got in a huge fight with one of our friends, and they threw a snowball through our window, like an ice snowball, and shattered our window, and they got in a huge fight. I was out of town. I come back. We're there the whole week. The next weekend, they start like the tension was still there between us, so they're like arguing and there's a group forming, and we had gotten like this fruit basket from the basketball team, and I had an orange, and as they're fighting, I just walked over their apartment and I threw it right through the window of their apartment, and it just went shh, and everyone turned. I go, are we good now? Are we good? It's just like something, it's
Yeah.
not murder, but
Right.
it was like, to me, it was like, oh, this should be great. Everyone
Yeah.
will love this.
That's great.
They didn't really. My friends fist fought that night.
They did, huh?
Yeah, later on the campus, my roommate was walking across campus and just bumped into the other kid.
Yeah.
You ever seen Jeremiah Johnson, the movie?
No.
It's Robert Redford. He's a white dude, hooks up way back.
As opposed to
settler. Well, he ends up marrying a Native American
Robert
woman.
Ruff is a white dude.
Right.
Well,
that's who he was playing. He could have been
Yeah.
back then. Who knows?
Right.
Marries this Native American woman. They have a kid. A different tribe comes through when he's off helping like soldiers navigate. They kill his whole family, and now he's just on a rampage to go find everyone from that tribe and fight him and kill him.
Wow, you couldn't make that movie now either.
Dude, it's insane.
Wow.
There's one scene
He
where
killed Indians?
Yes.
I mean, natives?
Yes. Robert Redford is fishing like in a little pond, and across the pond is a Native American on a horse just coming, and they just look at each other the whole way. That guy comes over, gets off his horse, and they fight to the death.
Wow.
And it's badass.
Yeah.
So my friend's walking across campus, no one else is there. He bumps, here comes the kid, and they fist fought. Just randomly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you didn't even have to.
Right.
Nobody was there to be like, come on, you pussy. And they fought, dude. He came back and he's all bloody. We're like, what happened?
That that's some real animosity. If you're not even putting on a show with the fight.
Exactly.
Fighting alone's weird.
Yeah.
It's almost like fucking.
Yeah.
It's so private.
It is.
It's weird.
It is very
Fighting
private.
alone is weird.
Fighting alone, dude.
That's so weird because
When's that docuseries coming out?
Yeah, that's weird. Fighting alone is weird. Mm-hmm. Like, even in war, I think it's like people know about it. Otherwise, if it was completely private, that's weird.
Yeah.
Because then a soldier would go like, what are we doing?
That's
We're
why I
just
like
alone.
in Saving Private Ryan, that scene where they're up in the thing and the kid can't go up. He's so afraid, and those two guys are fighting alone.
Yeah.
To the death.
And
it's like the most intimate scene in that whole movie because it's the two of them, and one of them is going to die.
Yeah. I think. Do you think we think it's weird because we're performers and the only way we'd fight is if there was a crowd to watch?
No, bro. I think innately we're feeling it's a weird vibe to fight alone. You're like, why do we need to do this? Do you hate me that much?
Right.
I fucking hate you too, but let's just walk away from each other.
That's a really interesting. It's a really interesting insight.
Yeah, fighting alone.
Nobody ever talks about that.
I've never even thought of it until I just realized. I'm like, oh yeah, they were walking across campus.
Like if
and
two people
bumped into each other.
If two people have a problem, if you put them in a room, just the two of them, do you think there's a chance they'd probably work it out more than if there's people around?
Yes.
Fuck him.
Even like when two brothers fight,
Yeah.
there's always someone there.
Right.
A grandmother, a mother, someone that can give the attention to say, no, stop,
Right.
don't do it.
Right.
But when you're alone, no one's fighting when their parents are out of the house.
That's true.
No one's there.
If some dude does fight you alone, there's something wrong. He's like a psychopath. Like
Yeah,
something
you're a
like
psycho.
He's getting off on it.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But most people probably wouldn't fight.
No.
They'd probably start making out, shaking hands with their dicks.
Making out, dude.
and then call the
That is
cops.
so funny.
The cops come, and everyone gets naked and fucks.
That's it.
I'm just going in the J. I'm just writing.
Well, I mean, that's what
Larson
you
sketch.
said. I remember when we were in Austin, you're like, dude, when you come on the pod, please bring, because I've always wanted to fuck around with dudes. And I was like, oh, that's a weird thing to say. And you're like, dude. And I go, like, touch dicks, because I go, I have an idea. And you go, no. I wanted a guy to put his dick in me. And I was like, oh, like
Right.
in your ass? And you're like, more like a BJ. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, all right, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't judge.
No.
And
yeah.
I just thought it was odd coming from you because you are so anti all of that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
It
You
makes
really
me
broke.
uncomfortable. I don't know why. It's a sin. I think they're going. It's like how you get into heaven that way.
Yeah.
So that's what.
Yeah.
My brother's gay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Older or younger?
He's older, and it's now it's like don't mess with me. Like it's kind of it used to be like my brother's gay. Oh, what's gay? Now it's like my brother's fucking.
How old were
It's like
you
saying
when
my
he-
brother's? It's like saying my brother's. It feels like I'm almost saying my brother's in the NBA. When you say you got a gay brother now,
Yeah.
it's like I got a gay brother. Like I'm proud.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
How old were you when he came out?
He didn't come out. I found out on a phone call.
You were like, they were on the phone. You picked up downstairs, like old school
Yeah,
style.
he was on the phone with my mom, and my mom said, "'Cause you're gay," and I went, "Whoa, he's gay." And then I thought that meant that I was gay.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I was young.
How old were you?
I don't remember how old I was.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was like a bad thing to be gay.
Interesting.
Little did I know that it's the fucking tits.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's the fucking best.
So my brother
If you
came
could
out to
choose
me.
it, would you? Oh, is your brother gay too?
Yeah.
You have a gay brother too?
Yeah.
I knew we had a lot in common, dude.
When he came out to me, it would have been like he said, "Should we get tacos?" It didn't do any. I was just like, and I go, "Oh, cool." And he goes, "Are you cool with that?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And people were like, "You weren't." I go, "No, it didn't change anything about the way I viewed him." And then years later, my friend came out to me. He was 36. He came out really late, and I just went, "Fucking yes!" I'm like, "Congrats! This is amazing." Like I was able to like really celebrate it, and I wish I'd been able to do that with my bro when he came out.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't obviously shun. There was nothing about me that like either way, but I wish I could have celebrated it.
Yeah, why do you think you didn't celebrate your brother's big moment?
Because I didn't understand it. Like I didn't, and he caught me off guard. I'd never been through
how
it.
old were you?
I was 21.
And how old was he?
He was 22.
You guys are that close in age?
14 months, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Youngest
So
of
your
4.
womb like touched the womb he was in close. So little got on.
I don't know if that's true.
No, that's
Someone who knows nothing about science. Yeah, but the womb's kind of
touched a little. You touched a little of his womb.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so you guys grew up close.
Yeah, we were very close in age. Never close as brothers,
you're
but
right.
like, yeah, we were close in age.
And that would have been funny if he told you and you went, that's why. Now I get it.
Yeah, no.
Now I understand why we don't hang. Comedy's fun.
I mean,
We take things that we shouldn't make jokes about. We make jokes about
Yeah, of
them.
course.
Yeah. So you guys never really that close.
No, but like we
Did you
love
ever
each other.
Of course.
Yeah.
I love my brother too.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't touch him.
Yeah, it used to be like I wouldn't talk too much when I'm in LA and he was in Boston, but then I'd come home and like he would just clear his schedule and I would just like kick it. And like I'd stay at his house and he just whatever show he was into, I would just sit there and we would just binge whatever show he wanted to watch.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Do you want to go to bed?" I'm like, "I don't care." I would just stay up as late as he would stay up. You know what I
hang
mean?
with your bro.
Just to be around him. Yeah.
It's the best because he's your brother and you love him and like you guys. Is it just you two?
No, and we have 2 sisters, 2 older sisters.
2 older sisters.
What about you?
I got one other brother.
Okay.
He's brain injured. So I have a gay brother and a brain injured brother.
What's a brain injury?
It's the doctor squeezed his head when he was born.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Something about the energy here. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
We're just, we're in that comedic energy. Yeah, he was, so they used to use forceps.
Yeah, I know.
And they used to make that mistake.
And so how old, where is he?
He's in Jersey. He lives in like a program where they kind of like, he works and they monitor him and stuff.
Okay,
like
cool.
He's a happy guy. He's got a great life. He loves pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like that'd be the first thing you'd say about him.
Yeah.
He's a real puss
Well,
out.
I'm just saying he's straight.
Yeah.
You know?
Does he know your brother's gay?
Yeah, he does.
And is he cool with it?
No, he's a raging bigot. That would be. He doesn't get it.
Nah, man. He's
Totally. A lot of other stuff is complicated for him, but that he's really adamant about.
Yeah.
He draws a hard line. Brother or not, he's like, I'm just not into it.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah,
Can't
sorry.
support it.
I can't. I'm not into it. I'm
At
just
Thanksgiving, don't even sit near me.
not into it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just. I don't know. He's the only one who has a problem with it.
Yeah.
No,
I'm the
he's-
same way though about when you say like saying your brother's in the NBA, like it's the same thing. I've always like I feel like I've been trying to take more pride in it. You know what I mean? Like go another level. But,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, we could fuck guys to celebrate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Did it ever make you feel like you might be gay? Did you ever have that thing?
I mean, I still entertain the idea that I
Right.
could be gay. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like I was telling someone, like ever been in a conversation with a guy and he's talking, like, could I just fucking make out with this guy? And you're like, nah, this doesn't click with me. You know what I mean? It just doesn't click.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I'm just not attracted to guys.
Yeah, there are some times where I'm like, I'll say to women, I'm like, do you think that guy's good looking? And they'll be like, no. And they're like, do you? And I'm like, yeah. I don't know. You know, because I don't know what you look for in a good looking guy. Like, I don't think you're good looking. I don't know. Mike's all right. You know what I mean?
Mike, you feel safe with as a girl. I don't know what they're into, but I think it's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
It seems like they like funny, but they always say that. You know what's funny about women? They always go like, I love his sense of humor, but it's like, then why aren't you with all funny? Why aren't all funny guys just fucking packing hot chicks?
They normally are.
Well, not as much as rich guys. Not as much as fucking rich guys.
Yeah,
Let's be
well, I mean,
honest.
comfortability is a very attractive thing.
That's
Who
the
doesn't
thing.
want to be comfortable?
So that's the number one. It would just be nice if they admitted it instead of going like, I like a guy with a sense of humor. No, you don't. You like a guy with a big bank account, and then a sense of humor is optional, but nice.
I mean, think of it. If you could be with someone that's going to take you to Hawaii
Yeah.
7 times a year, you have a place in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And they're not that good looking. And
I couldn't know because I'm a guy. I need my wife to be a smoke show in order for me to be turned on. I'm superficial.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not into personality at all.
Got it. Yeah. My wife's a fucking doornail. I mean, that's what you texted to me. At
That's
least.
what I told you in Austin. Yeah.
you
That's
know,
after,
she's
after I gay
fucking
bashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Dumb as a brick.
that's what I did, but that was supposed to be between us and the text.
Yeah. Is intelligence something that you're attracted to?
It depends what it comes with. Let's be honest. Let's talk honest. We're a couple guys from Massachusetts.
Comes with 2 cheeseburgers and a...
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We can sit here and say it's important and all that, but if the woman looks like Roseanne...
Listen, I'm not... Yeah,
and I don't mean Roseanne Barr. I meant Roseanne O'Donnell. I meant Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie, yeah.
Yeah. Because Roseanne had a period where she was chunky but fuckable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you texted me in Austin.
Yeah, I remember.
It's exactly
Yeah,
those
when we were
words.
standing next to each other, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I should text it. Just so there's a paper trail or a text chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. We all have things that we look for in a woman.
Right,
like
and you
physically.
told me in Austin, tits, ass, and fucking quiet, like an Asian slave.
Right,
That's what you
right.
said.
Yeah. I'm dude, you were so attentive. I really appreciate how much you really took consideration what I was talking about.
Yeah. So it can't just be brains.
No, I never said it was just brains. But for me, emotional intelligence is huge now.
Oh, come on.
You know what I mean? I need emotional intelligence.
You like
yeah, EQ.
you like EI? EQ?
EQ.
Yeah.
I want someone who can have in-depth conversations and is looking forward to growing as a human.
Wow.
You know? But when you get divorced... when you get
I
divorced...
just wanted to take a moment to appreciate how, can I even say this, and how gay that moment was.
You can't
You
say
can't
that.
say that. So bleep it.
Yeah, we'll cut that in post.
Yeah.
Actually, heighten it.
Yeah.
Zoom in.
Zoom in and say it. So you want someone who has an emotional intelligence who you can grow with.
Yeah.
As a former baseball player from Massachusetts, that's what you're saying to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Maybe you are gay.
No, but I think that like we all,
it's just, it's a mature thing to say.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just like we all have different interests. You know, some guys, like you,
guys.
want to.
Now, are you looking now? You're a 25-year-old man coming out with your first special. You just started doing comedy. Do you think marriage and kids is on the horizon is there going to be a little Larson running around?
So I have 2 kids.
You have 2 kids.
Yeah.
That's right. You told me you have kids. That's because you care. Why you care of the environment? Is that with the ex-wife?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Crushing that
You
world.
reproduced.
Yeah, we killed it.
Fuck. And that's why you had the son.
I have a 9-year-old boy and a 7-year-old girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And you have a girl, right?
I have a girl.
How old?
She's 2.5.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you also told me dumb as fuck.
That I told you in Austin.
Yeah.
We really bonded in Austin.
And it was a quick hello goodbye, but we got a lot in.
We got a lot in. So you're a dad. You're so you know what's important in life.
Yeah, I mean, I just put it this way. I love it. It's like my favorite thing in the world, being their dad.
Yeah.
So it's really great. I mean, I love it.
If you had to choose between comedy, being a dad, or meeting the woman of your dreams, right? That is like your soulmate. Which of the 3? You
Easy. My
Yeah,
kids,
your
2
kids.
seconds
Yeah.
flat.
Yeah.
I would drop, any of it. You know what I mean? Any of it. It's why I never really toured. I was always just like, no, I want to be home. I want to be around my kids always.
You know what? I'm going through that right now. It's interesting.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. And it's
Yeah.
good that you have the podcast. And now, when you're divorced, we're 50-50 in custody. So I only see them 50% of the year, which is 26 weekends. So, the deal as a comic. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to go 26 weeks on the road when I'm not with them, and then there's no chance of anything else. But even at that, 26 weeks is not enough as a stand-up comedian to tour and get the word out. So I'm trying to look at it. So I'm like, all right, is there a way that I can start doing 3 cities a weekend, going one-nighters? You know what I mean? Even, I just got to figure something out, because I do enjoy stand-up a lot. I love storytelling. That's what I've always wanted to do. That's why I got into the business. And then I just started stand-up and I was good at it, so I just kept going. But I love storytelling, but I just want to be able to include my kids in it. So it's a weird balance. You know what I mean? And you look at Kreischer talk about it, how he never was around for years, and DeStefano getting broken up because he's not around right now at times. So you have to look at this balance, and you're like, in a way, the divorce is sort of a blessing in that way, is because I don't have a choice if I can have them or not, or be around them. And like, you know, I used to coach their baseball team. I volunteer at the school. We do all the shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, you find that balance. And if you have a really good relationship with your wife, which I recommend everybody have one,
right?
And be emotional available so that you can have conversations and you can voice your needs, like you wanting dicks in your ass,
or just fucking for her to touch my dick once in a while.
Right.
I mean, the marriage goes up and it's like the blowjobs fucking go down.
Yeah.
I mean, I touch my dick much more than my own wife. And that's not in the fucking margin. That would be nice if the priest mentioned that, you know, instead of like through thickness and thin, it's also like, you know, even when you're not attracted to him anymore, you're still going to have to yank his
That's
horn.
what, remember in I Love You, Man, when Jason Segel's like, you know, just give it back to him once in a while at the rehearsals or whatever. What's he saying?
Yeah, essentially that. Yeah,
he's like saying, "You telling my wife should be giving me a blowy?"
Yeah,
he's like, "Well, she should."
Yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, it's an important thing.
Yeah,
and that really gets
it gets brushed under the rug. People think
under.
like sex is like this surface level thing, but it's not.
No, we need it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Everyone does too.
Yeah,
it connects you even more.
Absolutely.
You know,
it's something that a couple needs to work on. To keep the intimacy going, for the relationship.
100%.
That's really touching, though, that you, I think, chose your kids. I think it's the right move.
Oh, my God. It's no question. But you got to understand, my dad bounced when I was really young and lived the town over, and I didn't even see it. Like, he never was at one game, nothing, ever. Zero. So for me, I'm like, oh, we're gonna have a great relationship. We're gonna be open with each other. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna be there for you. I'm gonna give you space so you can grow, and I won't always be there for you. I'm gonna make you do things on your own. Other times I'll hold your hand, you know, whatever it's gonna be. Yeah. And I just try to stay on top of it and communicate with them so that like I check in with them. Divorce wasn't things that get said once in my house. Like when I was a kid, I never had a conversation about it 0 times. So what I'm saying is some people, you know, people whose parents get divorced, they're like, yeah, they sat us down on the couch, they told us to get divorced, and they never brought it up ever again. I talk about it nonstop with my kids. I say, you know, my son the other day, I'm FaceTime with him, he goes, here's your ex, and he handed the phone to my ex-wife. And I was just hilarious. Like, I love that.
Yeah,
like,
it's like not a taboo. It's not like
it's not a taboo. It's not a negative. It's who she is. Right. She is going to be my ex-wife.
Right.
She's always going to be. She's always going to be in my life. I'm going to invite her over to dinner. She's going to come over the house. I'm going to go over her house. If she needs something hung and she can't find, there's not a dude in her life, I'm there. I got you, you know?
Right. That's
your
amazing.
Water pipes burst, you're at my house. I got it. Right. You know what I mean? Same for her.
That's amazing.
It's got to be that way.
That's a good thing. I'm going through that now because I have a 2-year-old.
And you're getting divorced, right?
I'm getting divorced.
Well, you said you wanted to, right?
That's what I texted, yeah. And I figured this would be the best way for her to find out.
Yeah, that was a voice text you sent. It wasn't even. It was just like a voice memo.
Yeah, because I had to get it out.
Yeah,
it's too much like anger.
You got to hear it verbally sometimes.
I was like, I hate this bitch.
Yeah.
And so I had to get it out. Yeah, but it's something when you do comedy and then you get a family. It's like, oh wow, because we're gone. So it's different from like going to work and then coming home. It's like we leave for a couple days, and it's tough.
There's got to be a thing. You remember like the NBA wives or like basketball wives, the TV show, like comic wives.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it. I mean, look at the fucking trail.
That would be a great show.
Yeah. I remember there are walk streets in Venice, like that are like the side. There's like a houses. There's no street that you're on. It's a walkway. They're called the walk streets.
Yeah.
And I'm walking down one time with my girlfriend. This was like 20 years ago, maybe 18 years ago. And Louis C.K. is renting this house or staying in it. I think it was Fitzsimmons' house. And he's got his kids out in the front yard and he's taking pictures and his wife's there. And I stop and I go, Louis C.K. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, hey man, I'm just Boston comic. I'm a fan. And he's like, cool. And I just kept walking. And then now you look and Louis divorced, you know what I mean? And you're just like, but back then it was like, this was their life.
Right.
And then it's like, it takes a certain person to understand, especially if you're someone who talks about your wife, you know what I mean? Because some guys, some gals, they don't, you know what I mean? They don't bring up. And then other people, it's their whole act, you know what I mean? So it's a fine line because it can, you know, and we change in marriage. You're really thinking about this.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking about it, and it's it's an interesting thing. They're not congruent. They don't go together. Comedy and marriage don't go together.
Whereas you look at Gaffigan, and he's backstage with his wife, and she's giving him notes.
And that's the way you can do it. Is just like bring the family. I I heard Sandler does it too. He'll just bring his family, and he doesn't tour that much because he's a Gonzilio Margazzi.
Yep.
Like you can just bring your family, but that's also abnormal to ask your wife and your kid or kids to be like, "Hey, you want to come on the tour bus with me and Dustin Chafin and Graham Kay?"
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, "No, I'm your wife. I'd like to have a home. I don't want to be on a tour bus."
But what I'm saying is, if you're the communication is what I'm saying is like you now. Always keeping it like, hey, are you cool that this is what I'm talking? You know what I mean? Just communication is just everything. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
It is true. I got married older, so there's no threat for me to leave. I'm not leaving I'm not starting over. I'm not.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I think we all know if anyone's going to leave, it's her.
Yeah.
She's going to be like, this dude is fucking a 6 at best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely.
He's got the emotional IQ of a fucking pumpkin.
Yeah, fucking spam calls. I'm telling you, like this. Somehow, fucking China got my number, and I get these like voicemail calls from Chinese, like they speak in Chinese, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's just crazy to me how many scam likelies you can get. It's like, why are they even getting through? And how? It's just like it's like an invasion. It's just like, leave me the fuck alone.
I think they're just fishing for like a really old, confused person.
Of course,
because that's the only way scams work.
That's it.
You know, you're not going to go like, "Hi, I'm," they go like,
dude, they're making billions a year. I bet.
Yeah, but they do it. They really take advantage of old people.
Yeah,
that's when they get.
And the fucking Greeks, they know how fucking dumb
Greeks
they are.
Fucking dumb idiots.
Oh God.
So the special is coming out April 16th.
April 19th.
April 19th.
And this will come out after it, so I don't even know why you say it's coming out. It's out. We discussed it already. Everyone who's listening is like, well, is he a fucking idiot?
They know that already.
They know.
I am.
Yeah, they know.
April 19th is coming out.
It's out.
Is it good?
I think it's great. I'm very proud of it. I think there's a lot of cool stuff in there. There's some parenting stuff in there. There's observational stuff in there. There's some great long stories. You know, that's kind of my thing. So there's like 3 or 4 like nice long stories. A little bit of crowd work in there. Yeah. Lance Bangs directed it. Who's a great guy, really talented director. Shot it in Austin. I funded it on my own at Creek in the Cave.
That is a nice. That's like a really nice looking spot to film some. That's where Shane filmed.
I know. That's why I saw him that he did it, and we changed it. You know what I mean, to just make it fit the aesthetic that I wanted to look like, so it didn't look like his, or just it looked like its own space.
Yeah,
and
just naked guys around everywhere,
just dudes jacking off. Yeah. It's kind of the vibe. Think of like a Greek fucking bathhouse. You know what I mean?
That was
I don't know if you have any familiarity with that. Just dudes whacking each other with like sticks.
Well, you're a hilarious dude, so I bet you it's funny. Is it your first special? No,
it's my second. I self-produced another special called Me Being Me. Yeah. That's also on my YouTube.
Yeah.
And then I had 2 albums before that, just like hour long. So this is like my 4th hour.
Yeah.
But second special, yeah.
So you guys got to check out all that stuff, but especially the special that just came out.
Jay Larson Comedy on YouTube is called Sounds Like Bruce. Please like it, comment, rate, review, share with friends, make your mom watch it. You know what I mean?
Definitely make your mom watch it. Yeah. That's a big part of. I think that's like one of the things you want to, the message you want to get out there.
That's really. I mean, what we talked about in Austin.
Your mom down,
is,
force her. Force your mom to watch comedy.
Sit her down.
Yeah,
they're doing it in like prisons in Russia right now.
So that's it. Congrats on the
Thanks,
special.
buddy. Thanks for having me, man.
I know it's going to be great. And check out all that other stuff too, because what they're going to do is they're going to watch that special, and then they're going to go back and watch the one that's also on your YouTube, and then they're going to go watch listen to those 2 albums.
Yeah,
because they're listens.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks for having me.
And good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah, in Hawaii.
All right, I'll be there. My flip flops.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed the app. Our small business shout outs. We always support small business.
We love them.
My favorite sodas. Had one last night with my meal in the basement watching the Denver Nuggets. BrooklynCannery.com. I had myself a nice little root beer. Yannis Pappas, all one word, for 15% off your order for these low in calorie, all natural.
Summer's coming, dog. Get these.
They're really good. No added sugar. Prebiotic sodas. Just get it. Order a case to your house. Great for barbecues. Get rid of those colas that are going to give you diabetes, man. How can anyone still be drinking those sodas when these like modern sodas, they invented better sodas?
Those sodas just put you down, man. Brooklyn Cannery brings you up.
Dude, you can't drink you can't drink high fructose corn. We're not supposed to be consuming high fructose corn syrup.
Unless they pay you a lot.
Yeah, unless it's like LeBron pretends to drink it. So just go to BrooklynCannery.com and order them. Chris Minetti. You know the deal.
You picking up this sign or what, dog?
Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk. Email us. Message us. Chris Minetti Financial Services, 215-750-3730 to get your check cashed in the Philly or South Jersey area. Allegedly. All we know is there's a phone number, and he claims there's a business.
Air quotes, dog. Air
But
quotes.
is there someone who needs a check cashed in the Philly, South Jersey area who can verify that Chris Minetti has a check cashing business? 215-750-3730. That's all we can tell you. That's all there is. A phone number. Aaron Leaf for the free.art. Music, Hawaii. Next. There's a lot of people who want in, you know? ExclusiveAutoShipping.com, our favorite. If you're buying your car from out of state or, you need to move your car, ExclusiveAutoShipping.com will give you a free quote. So check it out. ExclusiveAutoShipping.com. And, of course, the whole episode was about Manly Girly Studios. Check out their hit show, Juanon. 20% off their merch. Promo code WEPA, Gringo in the Rough. Check out all their podcasts, Manly Girly Studios, The Manly Girly Show on YouTube, manlygirly.com or something. And, of course, the finest farrier in the Nashville area, Sam Gubera at 864-200-9007. Or you can visit sporthorsefarrier.com. Sam Gubera also is starting a OnlyFans page for people who have the fetish of watching horses get their hooves cleaned out. Sam, that's also another. If I would diversify my income, you want to have a couple streams coming in, an OnlyFans page where you clean out hoofs in Daisy Duke shorts. I'm just saying I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm in. I'm just saying there's a lot of guys, married or otherwise, who are interested. I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm just saying if you're not getting paid off what your thing is, then if I was a woman and I had a thing, right? Do you know how many guys, there's a fetish, guys have a diseased brain. So there's an untapped into niche of guys who want to watch hooves get cleaned and cut by ladies in Daisy Dukes. So let's talk, Sam. I am your agent. I'll only take 3%. I am your fucking Andrew Tate. I want to start a fucking cam girl farrier business out of Romania where I force these chicks to clean out the hooves of horses in Daisy Dukes. Wet. I want them all wet. I want them wet with hoses, just hosing them down in their Daisy Dukes with cowboy boots while country music plays and they clean out the hoofs. So call Sam at Sam's at sportshorsefarrier.com or check her out at onlyfans.com/horse farrier hotness. DisplayPros.net. Get your shit, right, Jared?
Yeah. If you want your signs for custom trade, show booths, retail fixtures, promotional items, hit these guys up to give you a nice little consultation. DisplayPros.net. Use the code What's the Deal is. What's the Deal is for 10% off your first purchase. Tell them that we sent ya.
That's right. And then, okay, this is always entertaining.
Graphic novel.
This is from Cute No Fumata, Eastern Hemi, but will suck your cock for a penny. He's a hardcore Hyenas fan, and he misses the old Patreon. He goes, Yanni, please start a Patreon contest or something so there's more engagement with the community. And give me Jesse's goddamn address so I can send you all the comic. I might show up to your door in the future, though, Jesse. What's the latest on his novel? Right, the Chat GPT. Dude, this is AI. This AI wrote a better summary than anyone could write. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm holding on to this podcast tight. And I want to make sure everyone is quality because this is the only job an AI cannot do. Because AIs don't understand context and they don't have comedic timing. This is all we got left. They can paint, they can write, but they don't understand comedic context. We're the only fucking profession that's safe.
So they can't say context.
Not yet. We're buying some time. But look how good this summary is by AI. So a robot wrote this. In this graphic novel, readers are taken on a thrilling journey through the dark underbelly of a crime-ridden city where an aging crime lord finds himself losing control over his empire. As terrorist groups and rival syndicates rise up to challenge his authority, the crime lord must navigate a treacherous landscape and fight to maintain his power. Why the fuck don't you just let ChatGPT write the book? That's good.
Yeah.
So anyway, go check out his book. Wherever you can find it. Where can you find it again? It's taking too long.
He has an Instagram page.
Yeah.
Scroll down, Jesse. Or up.
Go to Sarazar.com.
Yeah, and it's called The City. You can go to The City Graphic Novel on Instagram.
At The City Graphic Novel on Instagram.
Yes, correct.
There you
go. Yeah.
Okay. These are my guys.
Staffing Beaver.
Staffing Beaver. Do you want to tax evade? Are you a fan of NAFTA? Are you looking for cheaper labor from countries where there are no labor laws? Huh? Are you looking to avoid unions? Are you looking to work remotely? They will hire an Indian for you. A 30-minute discovery call can save you 70% on what you're currently paying to fill roles with Americans. You can hire a bookkeeper, customer service rep, data entry specialist, graphic designer, inbound, outbound call experts, you name it. Go to staffingbeaver.com and schedule a discovery call with Rob. You know this is a fucking dirtbag company when the guy doesn't even give his last name. A professional would be like, with our CEO, Rob McFarland. Here's just call Rob so he can check out whether you're desperate enough or not to work for pennies on a dollar. No office space, no supplies, no problem. Go global talent, that's another way of saying talent from Sri Lanka. Is the hack to growing your business faster. Make sure to follow them on illegal payment. No, make sure to follow them on picket line crossing. If you're interested in hiring writers during this writer's strike, go to Staffing Beaver. No, okay, make sure to follow them at Staffing Beaver on Instagram.
Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter. Let me ask what he's saying. When reading our ad copy, can you...
What's his Twitter
There's your
page
Twitter
displayed?
page right there. I got your fucking Twitter page right here, Staffing Beaver. I'm telling you. If this doesn't work out, just do a fucking porn thing. Staffing Beaver. I mean, it's almost like you're hiring pussy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Staffing Beaver, right? It'd be great if I was like, hey, I'm looking for some pussy. And they're like, well, we happen to staff it. Looking for some beaver. Beaver's a funny way to refer to puss. All right, what else?
That's it.
That's it. We'll see you next week.